Hey, what's going on everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario. I know there's a little bit of a difference with the way I normally record videos. I normally have this aimed out at my door, which in my opinion does look a bit better. Here you're going to see all this junk on the side, which this is really what you see in Mod Chat if you ever watch that. And if you don't watch that or don't know what it is a monthly podcast I do with my friend Devin, also known as Paranoid Coder, where we talk about modding, news, developments, all that other fun stuff. So I'd recommend you check that out. But that's besides the point. What we're going to be talking about here is also this microphone. The reason why I'm doing this angle is so I can use my good microphone on here and sync up the audio, as opposed to using my... This isn't a crap microphone, it's an okay microphone, but it doesn't sound as nice when I record. So I'd rather give you all the good audio right now. And this one I might use for, you know, kind of just off-the-cuff tutorials, whatever it might be. Unfortunately, though, this angle does have one very big issue. You can't really see Lily if she just randomly walks in. So let's get that out of the way first. Lily, come here. Come here. Up. Lily. All right. Lily, come here. Come here. Lily, come here. You can't even see this on the video, man. Yeah, you can take it. Come here. Okay. She's not going to get on video. I've tried picking her up. I've tried doing other things here, and when I tried that, she ended up scratching me, so that's going to be fun to deal with. Anyways, with all those distractions out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the actual video here. Sorry it took so long to get to this point, but we're going to be talking about all the games that I end up beating this year in 2017. Now, for anybody who does not know, last year I did this challenge, and I didn't announce it or really do anything about it until the very end of the year, because I couldn't really talk about it throughout the year. I guess I could have, but I wanted to make sure I completed it before I ended up, announcing anything else on it. And this was what I called the Beat a Game a Month challenge. Now, one podcast I listened to, which is the Weapon Wheel podcast, they've been doing some for the past few years where at the end, all of the members end up ranking and tallying up how many games they finished per year. And I thought of that, and I was like, well, you know, it would be cool to do something like that, especially now just because I don't have as much time to game, and even when I do have time, I don't know, I just don't for whatever reason a lot of the time. Unfortunately, a lot of people that are adults might be dealing with that, and people who are adults who just game all the time, I'm not sure how they're able to do it, because even so, I can't just zero in on a game for 6 hours anymore. Fortunately and unfortunately, I guess it has its, ebbs and flows with that. Either way, though, I said, you know what, I want to try and see if I can beat at least one game every month. It doesn't matter what is, doesn't matter if it's a 50-hour RPG, it doesn't matter if it's a arcade game of some kind. As long as I can play the game from start to finish and see the credits roll, that's it for me. That is my basis for finishing up a game. So with that, I am happy to announce that I did end up completing the challenge for a second year. In 2016, I was able to finish at least one game a month, and in 2017, I was able to do the same thing. Now, granted, I'm also filming this right in about the middle of December, so there might be a game or two that comes out or there might be a game or two that I finish after I make this video. We'll see, and if I do, I'll update you all. But either way, let's go ahead and get into the games that I finished this year. So I'm just going to tell you all as well, for people who watched the 2016 version of this, some of these games might be repeats, and I'll talk about why I end up rebeating them. So in January, I was kind of busy. I finished 3 games that month. First one was The Last Guardian. I absolutely loved The Last Guardian. It was one of my favorite games of 2016. Really, really enjoyed it. And I was able to go in and finish it. Absolutely loved it. But then I said, you know what? I want to play it again. And it was like almost immediately after finishing it, I started on my second playthrough. So I started it last year in 2016, but I finished it a second time in 2017. Why? Because I liked the game so much I wanted to play it again. The next game I finished was, again, a game that I played in 2016, but it was Firewatch. Absolutely love this game, really enjoyed it. I would highly recommend it, and it's quite a short game as well, too. You can finish the game within 2 to 4 hours, I'd say, no more than 4 hours. When I played this, I had actually, what was the other game I had played? I played Journey last year, and then immediately after finishing Journey, I picked this up on Steam and started playing through it, and at that time I played it by myself. This year I actually did something different, which I would recommend you all try if you have a significant other or someone who you just wants to play this game with. It is a single player game, but what I did was I played through the game, and I was controlling the character and everything, but you are given tasks and things that you're supposed to say and options, and I had my girlfriend next to me, and what would happen is she was picking all the dialogue choices while I was playing through the game, and it was a really fun exercise doing that as well, too. I guess experience, bonding experience, whatever you might be. It was fun. But either way, I'd recommend giving that a shot if you have a significant other that you want to play this with. So Firewatch, played it in 2016, loved it. Played it this time in co-op, so to speak. And for the third game of January, I end up going through, not the entire collection here, but let's see. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage. So I wanted to play this because I wanted to try, you know, the new stuff on Kingdom Hearts. This does have Dream Drop Distance in HD, and it has Kingdom Hearts, I believe you say Chi. It looks like an X, but I've been told it's pronounced Kingdom Hearts Chi back cover. Point is, on there, I wanted to see how Kingdom Hearts 3 would be shaping up. I wanted to try this Fragmentary Passage. Fantastic. Amazing. Very short, though. You can also finish that up in about 2 hours. Literally, the day I end up picking this up, I was able to finish that. So I'd recommend checking that out if you are a Kingdom Hearts fan, but very much enjoyed it, and it made me very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, because that was just a small taste of what we're going to be getting. And that's also the game that kind of convinced me, hey, maybe I should go more for the PS4 Pro. At the time, I had a PS4, a regular one, in the office here, and a PS4 Pro in the living room, and I was going back and forth. The frame rate is nice, and it's higher on the Pro. On the original PS4, it's 30 frames a second, and it does such a difference. There's a really big difference on them, especially with a game like that where it's pretty high in action. So that was the third game I ended up finishing, all those in January. Now, in February, I only finished one game, but I would say it was quite a good game. It was the original BioShock. I played this on the PS4, obviously, through the remaster collection, and another great game as well. Now, I had played this years and years ago, and I only finished it one time, and then I was going to finish it a second time, got halfway through, stopped for whatever reason. That was on the 360. Never played it on PS3, never played it on PC. Decided to play it on PS4. Great game. Great game. If you've never played it, I highly recommend checking that out. Now, in March, what was the game I beat in March? BioShock 2. So, this collection has BioShock, BioShock 2, and BioShock Infinite. I had never played BioShock 2. Actually, it would be more accurate to say that I never finished BioShock 2. I've played the first level of BioShock 2, and that was it. Now, BioShock 2, from what I understand, it was handled by a different development team. It just didn't have that same true feeling as BioShock 1, but I'll say this. The storyline, the pacing, wasn't as good as in the first BioShock, but the gameplay mechanics were better than BioShock 1. So, altogether, it equated to an okay game, I would say. An okay to good game. I actually really enjoyed it because, as I said, I had never played through before. I never gave it a fair chance. At the time I did play that first level, I really wasn't into games at that point. There was a time in my life where I really was not playing anything for a few years, and that was around that time. But what ended up happening was I decided to play through it, and I was telling one of my best friends, I said, I really like this game because it feels like I'm getting to almost experience the first BioShock again. It's just at a lower caliber. Like, the first BioShock, going through it for the first time, just absolutely amazing experience. Going through BioShock 2 for the first time, I would say good experience. But it was still something that was almost able to emulate that first playthrough of BioShock 1, which I very much enjoyed. I didn't play the DLC on there, but I played BioShock 2, enjoyed it, you know, wrapped it up, that was about it. I tried the DLC a little bit, and I wasn't feeling it, so I decided to not play it. Now, I did beat another game in March, and guess what it was? No, it wasn't BioShock Infinite. I tried that, and I don't know, I'm just not as into it this time around. I played it one time, thought it was fantastic. Second time, it's like, I don't know what it is with BioShock Infinite for some reason. But no, the second game I finished in March was Resident Evil 7. This game, my God, fantastic game. One of the best games I played this year. Single-handedly, one of the best games. And there was a hell of a lot of good games I played this year. But I absolutely loved this game. Now, this game came out in January, and I did a first impressions of it where I was just freaking out, and I absolutely loved it. And I said, yes, it's disgusting, and it's great, and it's gives you the heebie-jeebies, man. Really true horror right here. I very much enjoyed it. Sadly enough, though, I never played the VR version. Yes, I have PlayStation VR. Yes, I actually still have PlayStation VR. But I don't use it all that much, which I was kind of predicting, and damn it, I need to try this in VR. I've had it. I've had all the components. I've had the game right here. Just for whatever reason, I haven't played it in VR. I can't really give you a good excuse as to why I haven't. But either way, fantastic title. If you have not picked this up, pick up like the gold or complete edition, whatever it's called. Whatever the version is that has everything in it, I would highly, highly recommend playing this game. Now, this game came out in January, and I waited until March to play it. Well, to finish it, I would say. And it was funny because near the end, I was kind of bum rushing it, but near the end, that's when I was really, I love the game all the way through, but I was really enjoying it near the end. And the reason why I was rushing to finish this in March is because it's a short game. I said, you know what? It's a good game. It's a short game. Damn it, I need to finish this because the Switch is coming out this month, all right? And once the Switch and Zelda and like some other games come out for it, I'm not really going to be touching Resident Evil 7 because I'm going to want to play around with the new hardware. So that's what ended up happening. That's why I ended up trying to rush to finish this game. Yes, I could have finished it in January. I didn't. I didn't finish it in February either. Point is, I did finish it. I'm happy about it. I very much enjoyed it. Let's move on to April. April, this would be what I'm going to admit as a filler game. You see, there were a few months where I was cutting it really close. I get to the very end of the month, and I'm like, I haven't finished a game this month. I'm like playing this game right now, but I have 20 hours left. I'm playing this game, but I have like 5 hours left. I'm not like I'm not going to be able to finish this. So I would kind of find a game that I could pick up and play and just go through really easily. And there were actually, because I had the Nintendo Classic, there were a few games that I was loading onto there that I was able to play, you know, just right here on my monitor and be fun enough. So this was a filler month, admittedly, but I ended up playing through Rad Racer on the original Nintendo. Fun game, very fun game. I'd recommend checking it out if you have an original Nintendo or if you have another way of playing it. It's definitely fun. It's a bit challenging, but it's fun. Now, in May, I ended up beating my first Switch games, and I only beat Switch games on this month. This was in May. Hey, Lily, what's going on? She wanted to come in here for the Switch, of course, but the first game I ended up finishing, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Beautiful game. Fantastic. If you have a Wii U, or you have a Switch, or you have both of them, and you do not own this game, I'm kind of dumbfounded. I'll just say this. Definitely deserved Game of the Year. Like, when it won Game of the Year through, I think, the Game Awards, I was not surprised. I was like, you know what? Totally deserving of it. And that's all I'm going to say about this game. I'm sure plenty has been said. I don't need to fill this video up with that, but absolutely fantastic game. And then there was a second game I ended up finishing, which, funny enough, this is also a game that was on Wii U and on Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yes, before anybody says, oh, you can't finish that game, you can. To me, the definition of that was, as I said, go through the game from start to finish, you see the credits roll. If you go through all the tracks on here, you see the credits roll. And to people who say, oh, well, it has to be on a certain difficulty. Well, I played through it. My normal difficulty on here is 100cc. And then I went through and I got 3 cups, like 3 stars on everything on 150cc. And then 200, like, I'm not really trying on there. Like, 200cc is... I'm not trying to be that competitive is what I'm trying to say. I'm happy enough getting 3 stars on everything on 150. So, yes, I am going to count this as a game that I beat. I saw the credits roll, damn it, and I went through the maps many, many, many times on multiple difficulties. Oh, and by the way, this is also a very, very good game. I very much enjoyed it on the Wii U. I purchased the DLC for it on the Wii U, and then I rebought it on the Switch because I liked it that much. So, in June, I only ended up finishing one game. Kind of a filler, but this is around the time the new Tekken game came out, which I still have not played and I do not own. But I was playing all the games on PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Not trying to sound like a hipster, just I've played through the older games. And then I remember around that time there was the video, the DF Retro video that Digital Foundry dropped about the Tekken series. And I was like, you know what? I really want to go play the older Tekkens. I think I'm going to try and play through them, you know, in chronological order. I played through Tekken 1 and then that was it. I didn't play through Tekken 2 or 3 or any of the others. But Tekken 1, I went through, I finished it with all the characters, I unlocked all the characters. That was it. It's not that good of a game, like, just don't. You don't need to go back and play it. It was a very good starter, very good fundamental game, but like now, modern day, 2017 going into 2018, just no, it's not that good of a game. It's fine, we can just skip past it. Next up in July, I only finished one game this month, but I end up finishing Tales from the Borderlands, which this is kind of a placeholder. This is a Xbox One copy, obviously. I have this game on Steam, and I finished it on there. I'd played through maybe half of it or so before, and I decided to knock it out, because I think this was another time where it was near the end of the month, and I was getting to that point where I hadn't finished a game. So I grabbed one that I was already a good amount of the way through. I finished it. Good game. The problem is, this is a personal issue. I went so long without playing it that I kind of forgot what ended up happening, so I kind of understood the story and the ending, but kind of didn't at the same time. What I did say, what I have told people, though, is this is also, again, another personal issue with me. For whatever reason with Borderlands games, I'm not that into them. I'm not, like, I love the art style. I love the combat itself. Like, I think that everything is fascinating with it. I love the the lore, excuse me. I love the story. I was trying to combine story and lore, but I guess that'd be kind of the same thing on there. I love the stories of the individual games. I like the lore, I should say, of the Borderlands world. I love the world itself. I love everything about Borderlands except the gameplay. I don't know why. Like, every single time, like, people can tell me about Borderlands all day, and I find it interesting, and they can tell me about the concepts, and I find them fascinating. But I play the game, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it for whatever reason. It's just the gameplay is not interesting to me at all. I get very bored when I play through the games. This game ended up fixing that up, because it's pretty much everything with Borderlands except for the gameplay, which works for me. In August, again, a single game month, but I ended up playing through Lego City Undercover. I will say this, do not play it on Switch. The reason why I played on Switch is because I wanted to play it on the go. I was actually on the go quite a bit in July and August, so this did help out, but this is not a good port. I'm just telling you all, buyer beware. This is not a good port on Switch. If you want to be like me and you want to play it on the go and in portable mode, fine. Just be warned, it's not a good port. But if you're actually wanting a good quality experience, do not get it on Switch. Just telling you all that right now. The game's fun though. The game's pretty fun. That's the closest we're going to get to Grand Theft Auto on Switch, I feel like. In September, I end up playing another Nintendo game. So I actually played a total of 3 this year. I have one more that I haven't announced yet. But I end up playing through Contra, the original Contra. Very fun game. A bit challenging, but very fun game. I'd recommend checking that out if you want to play some classic Nintendo stuff. It will challenge you a bit, but it's fun. Trust me, it's fun. And for October, I really hope I preceded Contra and said that Contra was in September. But in October, I ended up playing through Rad Racer 2. So I completed a series this year, which was great. Rad Racer 2, fun game. I like the first one more, though. I'll say that. I like the first one more. That's about all I have to say on it. And funny enough, I ended up playing that because that was kind of going to be another filler game, so to speak. I was playing through several games, and it was one of those times where I was like, there's nothing that I can play really quickly, so let me end up playing through a Nintendo game that I could find. And I played through Rad Racer 2, because I played the first one, I said, you know what, I want to play the second one. That same night, though, I ended up beating another game, so it's like, this entire month, I was struggling to finish a game, and then in one night I ended up finishing 2. Okay, that second game, which I don't have a physical of, unfortunately, was Sonic Mania. Fantastic game. Fantastic. Loved this game. This is also one of my favorite games that I played this year. I just want to talk about it for a little bit and kind of just gasm about this game, so to speak. To me, this perfectly captured the classic Sonic style of video games, you know, from Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, you know, all these Sega, like Sonic CD, all those games. What I would tell people, now, I'm just going to say, this is the actual lore of what ended up happening with Sonic Mania. Essentially, there was a guy who, I don't remember his name, it's not coming to the top of my head, but he was in charge of making several Sonic ROM hacks and several Sonic fan games, and he was very well known in the community. So he was making this Sonic Mania type game, and Sega ended up approaching him, and they're like, hey, that looks really cool. That's a really cool Sonic hack, like a homebrew game. Here's a proposal. If we pay you money and make you a Sega employee, would you make that game for us so you'll have access to all of our stuff, all of Sonic's assets? You can still make the game, you can still have whatever vision you want to. It's just, it will be a officially licensed Sonic game as opposed to a Sonic fan hack. Does that sound good to you? Of course, he obliged, and we got Sonic Mania. And it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. If you have not played it yet, but you like the original Sonic games, I implore you to check this out. Now, what I would tell people when people ask me, you know, how is it? Is it like one of those classic games? Like, does it capture that same feel? And I would tell them, like, it feels like because, for quick Sega history lesson, for anyone that doesn't know, the Sega Saturn, with it being a really weird system and all that, and, you know, failing on multiple levels, one of the failures was it never had a original Sonic game released on it. And I tell people, I say, imagine if there was a classic style Sonic game that was in development on the Sega Saturn, and it was completed, and it was awesome, and it was ready to go, and then Sega canceled it and scrapped it and just shelved it for whatever reason. And then decades later, we find it. That's what Sonic Mania feels like. That it captured that, even with the graphics and everything. The reason why I say that is because there was a whole lot of, you know, 2D sprites, but 3D rotation and 3D type things going on in the background, which is what the Sega Saturn was capturing. So this would have made a perfect Sega Saturn game. Although I am very thankful that it came out now on current hardware as opposed to on the Sega Saturn, because it would just be kind of not a hidden gem. I'll put it like this. I don't think it would have saved the Saturn because the Saturn had so many other issues. But it would have been a good game that was appreciated on there, but probably harder to find and kind of expensive now. Point is, I'm happy we got it now. I'm very happy we got it now. It got the attention that it needed. And it also proved that, hey, fans can make super awesome games for cheap, as opposed to the actual company who owns the licenses. When they try and make their own game, they kind of just botch it up. Yeah, I'm looking at that new, is it Sonic Forces? Or the official Sonic game. The official Sonic game wasn't nearly as good as the official Sonic fan hack game. Play Sonic Mania. That's what I can recommend to you all. Just play Sonic Mania. Now we're down to 2 more months. In November, I finally finished this game. This game right here, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I loved this game. I truly loved it. Now, the reason why I sounded flustered when I said that is because this is a top-down tactical style game similar to XCOM, or kind of like a kiddie version of a RTS game, so to speak. Or a lot of people looked at it, like some of my friends looked at it, they're just like, that's like Mega Man Battle Network. Or, no, that might have been... Either way, though. Either way. Okay, scratch that. Let's just go back to the XCOM theory right there. The Mega Man thing I was talking about, that was South Park. I was playing through South Park, and my friend said that's pretty much Mega Man. Point is, on there, though, I am not good at tactical games like that. At all. I'm bad at them. Okay? I don't have that thinking that's needed on there. I'm not good at these games, so I don't enjoy them very much. And on top of that, I'm not crazy about the Rabbids either. So when I tell you that this game is excellent, and I very much enjoyed it, I loved this. I truly loved this game. This is a awesome Switch exclusive. I can't say enough good things about this game. When I'm gushing about a game like that, a tactical game with Rabbids in there, you better believe this is a damn good title. Look, I'm going to say this. If you're a Switch owner, and you're kind of like me in that stance where you don't care about the Rabbids, you might not care about Rayman. It's its own thing now, honestly. And you don't like tactical games, trust me when I say this. Give this game a shot. Honestly, try and rent it, borrow it. Hopefully there's a demo out. I don't know if there's a demo out. Just please give this game a fair chance, and it will surprise you. And if you don't like it, I mean, that's fine. If you don't like it, that's okay. But as I said, I don't like tactical games, I don't like the Rabbids, and I loved this game. My only big complaint, well, I have 2 complaints on it. One of them, the performance dropped quite a bit. The other complaint I have is, let me switch out Mario, alright? Mario, later on in the game, is not a very good character. If I could switch, oh my god, if I could switch out Mario for my party, that would have made near the end of the game so much easier. But then, you know, it wouldn't be Mario plus Rabbids. It would be Mario's friends plus Rabbids, because Mario was... I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Mario's just not a very good teammate in here. He's not a very good party member. There's much better party members in this game. So, yeah. Very much recommend it, though. And finally, the last game that I have finished, at least so far. Now, there's, you know, as I said, I'm filming this about halfway through December right now, so there's a chance I could finish up 1 or 2 other games. And I'm going to talk about some other games that I very much enjoyed. But point is, right now, this is the game, for sure, that I finished in December. Batman, the Telltale series, or Telltale Batman, whatever you might call it. This game is also amazing. one of my favorite Telltale games now. Actually, this might be my favorite Telltale game next to The Wolf Among Us. That was it. I just loved The Wolf Among Us. And now here's the thing. I'm not crazy about superheroes. Some people might be a little bit surprised that I don't know what it is. I'm just not crazy about superheroes. But I've enjoyed the Batman games. You know, the Arkham series I've really enjoyed. And then this, my God, like, it truly deserves that rated M right there. That one, like there. It truly deserves that rating. I'll say that. Shit gets dark, man. Shit gets dark. And it's awesome. This was such a good game. I finished this up pretty quickly. I finished this up within a week. But it's, in case you don't know, they normally come out per season. Each season has 5 episodes. Each episode can be finished in about an hour and a half or 2 hours. So you're looking at anywhere from like an 8 to 10 hour game out of one season from here. Very well worth it. I would highly recommend playing this. Although, Telltale games are not very well optimized. I will complain about that for a little bit. Not only they're not well optimized, but this also had a big saving issue. You see, what would happen is there's 5 episodes in this game. Episodes 1 and 2 were fine. Episodes 3 and 4, the saving feature broke on them. So that meant I could start the episode, and it would show, like, I would go through parts, and it would show that it was saving. It would show it right there. And I'd X out to the main menu, nothing. Or I would exit the game, nothing. Like, I would make sure it's saved, and it didn't matter. I tested this multiple times. So the only way I could get this game to save, when I started episode 3 or 4, I had to finish it. Now, granted, the Switch does have sleep mode, so that made it a little bit nicer. But if I'm 30 minutes into the episode and I say, hey, you know what? I want to play some Mario and Rabbids. I can't play that unless I want to lose my progress. So I had to finish the episode on here, get kicked out to the main menu, make sure it will pray that it's saved, because I couldn't even guarantee that it's saved, and then I could play another game. But that really just pulled me out of the elements. That also kind of left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. The game is awesome aside from that, but episode 3 had that issue, episode 4 had that issue. Episode 5, the saving feature fixed itself. I don't know what happened, but I was able to save after that. Point is, I finished the game now, so I'm not as worried about it, but just warning you all. But again, another fantastic game. You can get this on pretty much any platform now. So, with all of those games being completed, there are some afterthoughts I have as well, too. First off, there is a stack of games here I kind of want to go through and tell you that these are the games I've also been playing, and I really wished I finished this year. But I didn't for whatever reason. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but from that list, I was kind of doing well near the beginning, and then near the end, I was, you know, playing like a game a month. I end up just, because of life stuff, I end up getting pretty busy, you know, the second half of the year. It's all okay stuff, nothing really detrimental, and I might talk about it at a later date, but point is on there, life was just getting in the way of me playing as many video games, which can be a good or bad thing, but let me grab this stack here real quick. I have this separate stack. So first off, the games that I'm playing right now, there are 2 that I'm kind of playing. One of them is Minecraft Story Mode. I end up picking up for Black Friday, I picked up this, and I picked up Batman, so that's why I'm playing through the Telltale games. This game's awesome. This is another issue of I don't like Minecraft. I just don't like Minecraft, but I love this game. It's really funny, it's witty, it's well written as well too, and trust me, it's not aimed at children. It's not, like, they know that children are going to be playing this game, but you play through it, and I was kind of surprised at some of the language they were using. It is not locked in at a children's demographic. Give this a shot. I would recommend giving this a shot. So I'm playing through this right now. Whenever I'm on the PS4, I'm playing through The Fractured Butthole, which I'm disappointed I didn't finish this game yet. The thing is, though, I don't know why. Personal issue. I feel like The Stick of Truth was more memorable. Even though this is the better game, I felt like the first one was more memorable. And for whatever reason, I'm just not gunning after trying to play this game. But it is still a good game, don't get me wrong. I do need to finish it. Another issue with this too, which I'm going to be talking about in this stack, is I've been playing on the Switch a lot more. Some people might have noticed too that I was playing a lot of games on the PS4, and then once the Switch came out, I was playing a lot of games on the Switch. That's not an accident. The Switch has been my preferred platform, and that's the thing too. For whatever reason, it's been harder for me to play on a actual console, like on the PS4, the Xbox One, whatever it might be. Personal issue, personal preference. I don't know why that is, but I'll say this: if this game was on Switch, I would have finished it by now. I hope it does come out on Switch as well too. I think it'd be a good contender. Some people might say, "Oh, well, that's a South Park game on Switch." We got Doom on Switch, all right? We got Skyrim on Switch. Two pretty mature games. One of them, you're going to hell and bashing in demons' heads. If that can be on Switch, this can be on there as well, too. The other games I was playing as well, this one I got about halfway through. I want to go back and revisit it and actually finish it. Panzer Dragoon Orta. Randomly just started playing it. Very much enjoy it. Really enjoy this game right here. I need to go and finish it because I'm halfway done with the game, so it's pretty manageable. Persona 5. I started playing this, you know, when it first came out, and I kind of just stopped. And I think the issue with this as well, too, was I wasn't as engaged with the PS4. This is another game I told people. I was talking with several of my friends, and I said, if this game was on the Switch, I would have beat it by now. A long game like Zelda, I was able to play it because I was, you know, using it in portable mode a lot. I was on the go a good amount of the time, and I was playing it on Switch. It was just happening. I wish this would have come out on Switch. It would have been nice. But, you know, hey, PS3, PS4 owners, they got a really good treat. Finally, Horizon Zero Dawn. I only played like an hour or two of this game, but it was awesome. It was awesome. I want to go back and play this as well, too, but I don't know if I don't need to restart it. I remember what happened, but still. These are games, as I said, I'm probably going to be finishing this thing up here soon. I want to finish this game next. Maybe this one, and then these games, they're going to have to take some time, but those are all games that I definitely do want to play. They're games that I have played, I own in my collection. I just didn't finish them for whatever reason this year, which I kind of told you all. Anyways, my God, we're at the end. So those are all the games I ended up playing this year. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. Tell me what games that you ended up finishing this year, and you know what. Maybe we overlapped on a few, whatever it might be. Or I just want to see what your habits are with, you know, your gaming choices, platform choices, whatever it might be. Now, I think when I tallied up, it was 17 games. So 17 games, I feel like that's an okay number for the games I beat this year. For some people, they beat a lot more. They might have beat 30 or 40 games. There's some people last year, I remember, they were just like, wow, you beat so many games. I only beat like 3 this year. Because I play a lot, but I mostly play multiplayer, which that's understandable. So maybe you're one of those multiplayer people where you only finish 2-3 games a year. Or maybe you're just all into single-player games and you're playing a ton of single-player games. Or maybe you just play really long RPGs, so you've only finished like 6 games this year, but they've been 100 or 200 hour journeys. Let me know. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario, signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, a like would very much be appreciated. If you absolutely hate it, a dislike is fine as well, too. And let me see if I can feed this dog. Hey, Lily, come here. There you go. Good dog. Good dog.